My fellow Americans, tonight I am speaking to you.
A lot of people have criticized the president's use of language.
He speaks like everybody else.
Oddly adolescent.
Not the typical vague and politically correct.
But really, the president's use of language depends on the audience. There are unscripted moments where he feeds off the energy from the crowd.
Any guy that can do a body slam, he's my guy.
Twitter, and more formal or scripted responses, like the address he gave from the Oval Office over border security and the State of the Union.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Vice President, members of Congress.
So we talked to two language experts to determine what impact these different platforms can have on those listening.
Language is purposeful and it's never innocent. When he's talking from a script, we can see that he's more measured, more deliberate.
The United States needs a physical barrier, needs a wall to stop illegal immigration and to halt deadly...
Here, you see him look up from his prepared statement.
You have human traffickers. It's a thing that's horrible. Think of it, human trafficking.
Sometimes in communicating, in trying to persuade, we use a palette of words that convey different emotions. And speaking off the cuff, then that person is coloring the message with a lot of emotion and a lot of passion.
After comparing different videos of the president, Mr. Gomez had a few takeaways. Scripted speeches aren't natural to the president, and he often looks tense because he's reading another person's words that have been written for him. His language is more effective off script when he can feed off the energy of a crowd. Using emotionally descriptive words is used to persuade. It seems like the president emphasizes emotion even more when he's tweeting.
There's a very strong structural similarity between the way the president speaks naturally and his use of Twitter.
Brian Ott has studied the relationship between rhetoric and media for over 20 years, and he's the co-author of a book titled The Twitter Presidency.
This is why, however, he's so effective on Twitter, because with its 280 character cap, it's impossible to say anything complex.
According to Dr. Ott's analysis, Twitter is his most effective form of communication because the platform mirrors the way he speaks naturally, short and not complex. And he often uses negative or degrading rhetoric on Twitter because it travels faster and further on social media. Compartmentalizing these forms of communication is something the president uses again and again.
Earlier today, there was a horrific shooting targeting and killing Jewish Americans. This wicked act, hard to believe.
It looked very clearly teleprompted, so he was reading the lines that were prepared for him, and it was informative and evaluative.
And now take a look at how he speaks when he's answering questions from reporters.
Mr. President, do you think you need to revisit gun laws?
Well, again, this has little to do with it. If you take a look, if they had protection inside, the results would have been far better.
The second video clip, it lacked, data. He basically was providing a point of view.
On Twitter, the president blamed the Pittsburgh shooting on the media.
Every time the president speaks in impromptu or an extemporaneous situation, I'm talking about press conferences, campaign rallies, Twitter, he is only addressing 38 to 48% of the public. And that group in particular is angry.
I thought her testimony was very compelling, very fine woman.
That's what the president is very good at. He knows his audience, and he has the ability to use the right tools in order to communicate his ideas.
36 years ago, this happened. How did you get home? I don't remember. How'd you get there? I don't remember. I don't know.
One of the principles of communication is that the speaker already knows the response that he's trying to get from the listener. And the message is complete only when the listener hears it and reacts appropriately.
And it's probably safe to assume that this president won't be the last president to use different modes of communicating to spread different messages far and wide.